Hey, what's going on? This is Chris, basically coming in at another video here in my kitchen. Basically, it's around 4 o'clock, and I normally would take videos here in the middle of the day because of the light that comes in through the window. It's very, very nice, and I just want to see if I can capture how that looks without having to have too much. I really didn't set up a script for this particular video. But what I do want to speak about is my experience so far with the Steno keyboard, and that's basically what is here. This is one of the many keyboards. These are what we call an amateur keyboard. Stenography is used here in the United States, mostly inside the courtrooms, where the stenographer would probably sit like in the back or off to the side of the judge, and will quickly be able to type at the speed of how people speak in the courtroom and keep up with everybody and create a transcript that will allow everything that was said in the courtroom to be documented. This idea of using stenography goes back, I don't know, years. It's like shorthand writing and typing would be done for years, and I guess when we would talk about like the intelligence or the how would we basically say it, the actual way, the copywriting of all of the stenography typewriters was all bounded up in a very cryptic way where people couldn't basically just use it. They would have to pay thousands of dollars in order to use the keyboard and spend hundreds of dollars in schools and have to constantly use this stuff in order to work with it. But now some people have taken it upon themselves to create an open source stenography application called Plover, and that's what I'm using. And this I bought online because I found somebody who's a pretty what we would call like an enthusiast for like creating like circuit boards. So you can basically see he just basically put keys on the top, and you can see on here that like the keys are pretty much, there's not that many. You can see you have 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and you have 25 keys. Yeah, 25 keys. So, and basically it's from here, this is basically S, T, K. Oh wow, I basically remembered the whole thing. But that's basically keys in there. And what you do is that you type how things sound. So for instance, the word trust, T-R-U-S-T, would be T-R-U-F-T, trust. And that's mainly because of the way that the keys work. This is basically S. Both of these are S. And on a regular steno keyboard, they're usually much bigger. Each key is not like a plunger click key. They're actually like levers. So and that's kind of like how you would type. And you don't type one at a time. You would type strokes at a time. So you would have one syllable would be one stroke. A single word can literally be one stroke or more. And you have to pay attention to learning how to understand how the things are pronounced in order to quickly gain access to being able to type out full sentences. Now, right now, I'm basically, as you can see, I'm memorizing the keys in their order. So right now, this is basically S. This is TPH, because I know I have to type STPH, and then you have AE, AEOU. So this would be O. Yeah, this would be O, and not, and this is T up here. So if you type these two keys over on this side and these keys over here, you would get the word not. And I think I'm going to make another video where I was talking about this, is that these are just some of the things that could open up the doors where you can actually go from 45, 50, 60 words per minute on a QWERTY keyboard, but you can go to 150 to 250 words per minute by just studying this thing for a year. Now, the regular classes for these things are about a year, and there's a few people I'll leave in the description below about who they are. One of the women that does is Mirabai Knight. She is a professional stenographer for people who for the deaf, and the deaf will basically I think it's a deaf, or they're deaf mutes. So basically they would use the keyboard here to basically type out what they want to say, and it would basically be spelt out, like say Siri or Alexa would read what they're saying, and they can keep up with a group because they know how to use this. This is how they basically speak. And this is just one of the many books. It's called Tiny Mod. I paid $167 for this thing. The guy handmade it. So far, it works great. And I might buy another keyboard. Who knows? But for right now, I'm trying to learn how to use it because I want to start programming with it. Because you can literally build your dictionary, which is what you have to use for this. Your dictionary will basically map out the word like trust to the word trust, and then you would have words like not would be TPH. There's a reason why they use TPH is for not. So like for like not and knowing and know and knows would be no with the Z at the end. And I know the Z. There's a way of saying it. I can actually put it in another video, but top of my head, I can't really bring it up. But these are some of the things I want to talk about. Like there's so many things if you can focus on it. Suppose if you spent a year and you just learned how to do this. You just stuck with this for a year and you did it publicly. Then once you get, the hang of it and you understand like how to, at least type for at least 100 words per minute, or, at least more than 80 words per minute, you're doing pretty well with this. And there's a lot of applications online that can help you work with it, like typeracer.com. I use that for regular QWERTY board keyboard, but you'll see there are people over there who type well above 100, 200 words per minute. And that's because they use probably stenography. Because as I said, the human type can on a QWERTY keyboard is probably like 60 to 80 words per minute, and then they can only do it for like about 2 or 3 minutes before their hands will get tired. And that's the whole key. This, you're actually not typing each key, you're actually typing the actual words. And you go from right to left. So you always start from the right to the left. Here in the middle is for numbers and wildcards, like maybe backspace or space and stuff like that. And you don't have to really worry about spaces too much, because every time you stroke a word, it makes a space for you. You can even do periods and stuff like that. You just have to get that with repetitiveness. And I'm saying that, how would you go about doing stuff like this if you are trying to like improve your life for 2020? You put this into your life. You will start typing in the morning, 15-20 minutes. I'm telling you, that's the secret. That's for everything I'm doing right now. Even for right now, I spent like 15 minutes in a day, 15 minutes every day, and then every week I try to go a little bit more, a minute every single day, until I have like 30 minutes. And then I try doing 30 minutes, and then if I find myself struggling with 30 minutes, then I go back to 15 minutes again. But I think the key is about doing things every day. Andrew Kirby, he's a really he inspires me to kind of like be more on self-improvement, because he kind of spent a lot of time with his videos, and now he's doing a lot more about the compound effect. Is one of the videos I like about it, when he talks about how working on something every day, you exponentially can become better. And that's something that we don't get talked about in our society. And I'm telling you, if you guys can really get these things set up, the sky is not even the limit. The stars is probably, you can just move as far as you possibly can. So that's basically what I'm going to do for here today. It's 9 minutes. If you want to know about how to get one of these, let me know in the email. I have a book that I use, but they have basically a Google website called learnplover.com that you can actually go to and read about how to go about keys. And sorry, that didn't make sense. Like, how do you go ahead and learn about using Steno keyboard? But if you don't want to use a Steno keyboard, you can buy these like caps, like these Steno keycaps that you put on top of your keyboard. But you need to have a special keyboard. You need basically have like a gaming keyboard, and the cheapest one is like $50. To me, I preferred not to. I didn't want to type the way I type on a QWERTY keyboard with a steno, because I think it might confuse it. I like that when I use this and I touch this thing over here, I know where my hand's supposed to go when I'm trying to type something. And as I go on, I'll be able to start to memorize all of the words. That's why these don't have any letters on them, because you're supposed to memorize everything. And memorizing them will just come with time. I think every day, 15 minutes a day, you start writing out all the letters in the order that they're written or they're pronounced, and you should be golden. And I'm going to show you that. That's my 6-month challenge right now. I want to see how well I can get to in 6 months. Every day for the next 6 months, and I'll have another video in 30 days. I have another video in 60 days. 90 days, and I'll be able to upload and show you like how progression is important. But that's it for today. Ja.